Are you getting pains in the lower back? Are you getting pains in the lower back and it's sort of running up the spine, maybe into the back heart? If you're on your awakening journey into your ascension, then you might be feeling into these spaces within the body where the body's going like, oh my God, you're holding a little bit of energy. I want to talk about this on this video today, so stay to the end because there might be some codes that come forward for you during this process of asking why is it that we get these sort of back pains that come up through the spine itself, especially as we're working on ourselves, whether we're doing sort of energy work, sort of Tai Chi, Kundalini yoga, just working in energy in itself. Why is it that we're getting these little aches and pains, especially the back across the pelvis? So I'm going to sort of tap into my higher self to get some information for this sort of inner spark of wisdom within myself. And I bring forward codes. If you're not used to my channel, me might like, what's she doing? These are remembrance codes. So we can have activation codes, downloaded type codes, and igniting your inner wisdom of light codes, which are basically, you know, all of this information, but we just sort of, you know, we bumble along in life and we perceive the reality to be from our mind, and we sort of forget how to play the whole game in itself. So if you are getting that energy that runs in the back pelvis, we're going to start there. Okay, da. When you stand upon the land, you're standing in either a balanced state or not. You've got energy that runs down this side of the body and this side of the body. If you push the feet down and in a direction on into the heel, that back energy, the subconscious energy, can run through and then offer it down to Gaia, where she can sort of pull the energy down. If you're then standing nice and flat-footed on the ground, you've got the ball of the foot, the sole, where the energy of the soul comes into the foot, can then drain the energy through the physical body itself. Comes through the central column of light. If you want more information on that, I do have a playlist on my Patreon that you can have a little tap into. There's a free membership there, and you can sort of go into, for a small energy exchange, into these playlists and different transmissions that that I offer there. If you're a VIP member, then you can access, it's all included within that membership. There's only a select amount of people that can actually go into that VIP membership, or there's also the exclusive information that can access some of those videos in there. Otherwise, you can purchase them at a small fee. Okay, so the Central Column of Light playlist will talk about all of that in much more detail for you. If you want to access that, go there. Otherwise, let's proceed with this presentation for you. So we use the breath to bring us down into the body. But when there is stuck energy in the back of the body, so the pelvis, it's relative to the front of the body, which is the solar plexus. So the solar plexus to sacral, sorry. So the energy will run through the body and then out the other side. We'll see if we can get the whiteboard on in a second. So the energy is running through, comes through the other side. But if there is a blockage with the energy running through, there's a sense of dis-ease within the body where it's not running through. There's a sense of a malfunction or a blockage or a lower vibration that is stopping the light from dissolving through. It's just like plumbing system, basically. We're just being our own self-plumbers, flushing through energy that is coming up for us to see in the body. Okay, this is in the body blockages. So there may be something that is held from a creative type block within the sacral, or also a sexual sort of energy that is within, sort of womb spacing type healing that might be needed for you. So the sacral holds a beautiful alignment into left right. It sort of starts to split down as it goes into the hip, into the pelvis. So as the energy of the spine comes into pelvis, it starts to split, ready for the legs. leggies, leggies. Dala bismakiatam, so it starts to split at that point. Dala simokosh bakianta, losh batatani kosh batana kiata, dale sumokosh bakitina. Bashumakita. Sumakiotorisha. So I've got my pen. I thought I'd just make sure that people understand what it's that I'm speaking of here. So I've got my pen and I've got the whiteboard. So here we are. We're standing upon the land. Here we are standing down. Cross here is where we get this cross section, runs down the central column of light. Now it comes into the pelvis here. Okay, the pelvis girdle down to the leggies, okay? And this is where the energy starts to split here as it anchors down into the ruby red. And then it comes down into the feet, the back of the heel and the front of the foot. Okay, so these energy lines, this is where we then get this sort of compounding energy, whether it is the masculine energy or the feminine energy, that gives you a bit of a back pain. Darisumo kushmatatene shabakiatan, tokoloshmatatane kiata. Danalosh batatene kwash, tatetu kolabashan kiata darisha, tobasumo kushbakiatam. It is like anything really. If you had a flexible hose and you had a block within it and you started to wiggle the hose, then it would actually wiggle the energy out. So the movement of the physical body is essential, and this is why we would do Tai Chi and Qigong and yogic practices, is to move the energy through that pelvis area. But because the pelvis area is rigid, but not, because it is a bone structure, it will then cease to have a little bit of a stoppage, they're saying. So the stoppage is coming in here because this is not flexible. This is flexible. So we're looking at it from a human physical perspective. This is not flexible, it's bone. This is still bone, but it holds a fluidity about it. Okay, so it's easier to manipulate the energy, dissolving the energy through the spine, but it hits at the small of the back. But this is where it's important, is because Gaia can pull the energy through, so she meets you, and she can pull the energy out through the feet. But the feet need to be in alignment. The feet need to have this sort of sense of non-blockage. So massage the feet, get the energy down, using the breath, all of that sort of beautiful business, moving the physical body, then get it to that rigid space and then push the energy down, push the energy down. Dalesimo kulbakianta, lasimo kush batane kiatan, tuvalo shamakiatam, elagianta lavoshmakiatam. And when you do, then you will start to smile again. Dalesio bayun kulbasha, tadesio mokosh batane kitereshi, sumaloko balakiata dashamakiatam. So you may also want to move from left to right and start to wiggle that hip line down. And then also within it, thank you for reminding me, is that also what we might find is within the hip line here, you might get a bit of a blockage as it comes down. So there's a bit of a backwash of energy that comes up through the spine and then affects the whole alignment to all that you are as it starts to try and filter down through the system. So energetically, it's really important that we get to want to know the whole understanding of the energetic field. And this is what is very important. This is what I talk about all the time, and what I practice within my own right is that, yeah, the physical body holds the energy, but when we align to the energetic field and the understanding of it, then we can really sort of bring the two together. On my 8 program, there's a link below. I talk about this on 8 steps. So it's the whole process of how to get from A to B into igniting all those codes within inside of yourself, all that remembrance to come up. So there's so much information that I've got available for you. Just go and check that out on my website. There's a link, as I said. There's a link to my Udemy course on light language if you're igniting your light codes. I have a Patreon group to help you. So just look into all of these other resources if you find that you want to work with me. And it would be my absolute pleasure and honour to do so if you see me for what it is that I'm here to do. Otherwise, these posts on YouTube also will help you through the journey of it. And it might be that you're self-activation, so therefore that's okay. But if you need somebody to hold your hand, I'm here, I'm present. So just before we go, I just want you just to see into the heel of the foot. Place your hand upon the back of the heel itself. Wait a minute. There. The table's quite high. Now, so within that foot, within that part of the foot here, if we could just imagine into the heel, push that energy through, okay? Because the ankle is an anchor, and sometimes there's a back up into the knee, into the hip, as we just sort of spoken here. There might be some problems with also the knees, backwash into the ankle. Okay, so if you're getting this small of the back, this sort of pelvis area, just feel into this sense of solidness that you have here that moves the energy down, hip line to knee, to ankle, to foot. This will help flush the sacral, okay? So if you're getting small back pains, just have that within your mind's eye. That beautiful, beautiful picture. Ego kicks in, doesn't it? Yeah, just get it into the feet, but there might be a backup along the way. Okay, so I do hope that these videos are here helpful for you. Check out all the other videos that I've got on here, lots of playlists, lots of little short reels, a short bursts of light codes. I'm here, I'm of service, okay? So utilize my service, and that's all I've got to say, isn't it? I also want to thank also the people that are beautifully aligning me to me on my YouTube membership. So I thank you also. I really do appreciate you. And also the September codes are there for the top tier for members. Okay, not forgetting you guys that are so beautiful and so supportive. So I do hope that these videos are starting to rant now and go back into cycles and patterns. So I'm going to leave it there, or else I should just keep going round and round and wasting your time. Okay, like and subscribe and all that beautiful stuff. Share the video out and all of that. It's that sort of like that sort of stage of the journey here on the video. This is where you start to turn it off. If you got to the end, just go, "Hi Nicola, love the ankle." Yeah, leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Love your ankles. See you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.